Hello! Happy Thursday. I hope wherever you are that you and your loved ones are safe and well and that you're having a good week, that the weather is nice where you are and you're able to enjoy it a little bit. I'm going to get right into it. This week I realized something very important. I have got to get out more and walk more, or exercise more, or do something. I'm not an athletic person by any stretch of the imagination. Do not assume that. And I know not that anyone is, but I used to walk everywhere. When I was still working at the school before the pandemic, I was walking a mile there and a mile home. I was standing all day. I was doing a lot of physical stuff, working with the kids. Did I pay for it during the day and at night? Heck yes, I did. But it was worth it because I was doing something that I loved and I felt like I had, I don't know, it felt like it was good tiredness, and the soreness was worth it because we were producing something amazing. And I had like 3 pockets of time every school year, or the year as I put it, because as far as I'm concerned, being raised by educators and spending 90% of my life in a school, the year begins in September and ends in June. It's just the way it is mentally for me. And I know other people feel that way, but it's so weird. Anyway, so I had like the holiday show, so starting in, November, December, the show was in December, sometimes late October I would start planning, but it was 2 months of like building up to, getting the kids where they needed to be costume-wise, and just, being supportive of my mentor and the kids, and so it was a lot of everyday work. Then we would start, then the laundry after the holiday break would be enormous, so that was another giant job of, washing everything and then putting it all away and making sure I knew where it all was. And then getting ready for the musical, which was usually in March or early April. So that was months of work building up to that. And then getting right into the dance showcase in the spring. So it was a lot. But I had these pockets of time when I was very physically active. And, I definitely weighed a lot more than I do now back then. But I was much more active. And so now I've lost weight, but I'm doing nothing. And I don't like that because my knees are suffering for it. My body is suffering for it. We walk around the neighborhood, a little bit and go out, but it's not an everyday thing like it was pre-pandemic. And I know I need to get back into that, especially before the weather gets too hot. Because right now it's in the 70s, but especially in the evening, it's cool and you can have a breeze and it's nice. The other thing I noticed this week is, and we were talking about it, was I've lived in this area my entire life, born and raised, and I have not appreciated the beautiful nature, both plants and animals around me, the way I have since the pandemic started. And I know that might sound like, wait, what? But I appreciate my neighbor's flowers, the flowers in the neighborhood, the trees in the park. I know this is sounding so bizarre. But, we appreciated it, obviously, because we passed it every day. But we didn't have the time to really enjoy it, if that makes sense. And, being in the local park and seeing all the different animals. And there are quite a few. All the different birds. It's amazing. And so I feel like we're enjoying it more now. And I'm so grateful for that, because it's like, wow, this is really, what the heck kind of a bird is that? It's... and finding out what birds they are, and the different plants, the different trees. And so as a family, we're appreciating all of that more. And so that's been very nice. It's an opportunity we might not have had other than, before the pandemic happened, because everybody's so busy and running and they weren't home. And, I was home, but not all the time. And so it was like taking a break, taking time to sit and look and be, and also appreciate what, people watching. It's nice. And so we're enjoying that. I know some of you might be thinking, at what point in this video is she going to bring up a pillow? Right now, and I'm going to show you. I know I mentioned the butterfly pillow making me feel like I'm too flat by itself. Then I remembered, trying to roll up a blanket, things like that, things slip. I was like, I need something different. Then I remembered the crib bolster. I know you're thinking, wait, what? This is amazing. When you buy a wedge pillow, a regular wedge pillow, the incline is usually enormous, and it's meant to be. It's meant to sit people up comfortably in bed or on the floor, on the chair, whatever. I don't think you can use it in a chair actually, but it's meant to bolster people up and really have them be inclined enough to be comfortably upright without sitting straight up. Anyway, that would be too much, and I do not need another ginormified pillow in my bed. So this is a nice solution because this is only a 2-inch incline. It has a washable cover. It's small enough that I can put it under the butterfly pillow and not be flat. And so it's been really great. So I traded 2 pillows for 2 pillows, but my dream of having an ergonomically perfect, neck supporting, side sleeping, magical, perfectly inclined pillow is not to be. And that's okay. I don't mind because I have the butterfly and I have this and I have my dinosaur bone and I have my end of the bed wedge, and that's all she wrote. So that's been working out okay. I've been sleeping a little bit better. I have had a couple of nights this week where I didn't sleep at all, but every night I have developed the pattern of I have to do lidocaine on the outside of my left leg, on the outside of my left foot, on the over the bone, that funky bone that's doing this instead of laying flat, in my right foot, and in my back. The other thing I do to help me rest a little bit is I take L-Seed, and that's the liquid medical marijuana tincture. It's very low dose. It's like 0 point something cc, so it's a tiny, tiny amount, tiny syringe. Put it under your tongue, and about 2 hours after I take it, even if I don't sleep, and I know this is going to sound crazy, even if I don't sleep, I rest better. It quiets my movements down enough that I can stay put. And so that's been a miracle. And so I actually lowered my dose back a little bit from 0.35 to 0.3. And that, I think, has lessened the headache a little bit that I get in the morning. And it, it's been amazing. So the other thing I have to do, which I hate doing, is putting lidocaine on my back. Right now, I have a section of spine it feels like it's doing that instead of, where it's supposed to be. It feels like everything's knotted up. It's very painful. And so I feel like the vertebrae are saying, like, what, did you want to lean forward? Did you want to bend? Did you want to stand up straight? Are you out of your mind? No. So that's what it feels like. And so even talking about having to do the lidocaine on that section of my back actually makes me feel physically sick. And having to do it, I try to do it as fast as I can without hurting sensitive skin, but it's very uncomfortable. And next week, actually Saturday, my 2 weeks post-vaccine are up, and so I'm very excited about that because I have a couple of things that I have to do next week that I feel like I'll be able to do them more safely with a mask. I'll talk about that next week, but I feel like I'll be doing it in a safer way, which is nice. I'm very happy that I got the vaccine. I'm happy that my days after it are over. It doesn't matter. But when I mentioned to my doctor what had happened, he wasn't very happy about it. He was sort of concerned. I have my remote call with him next week, and so I wish it was in person. And I think I may switch my July one to be in person because it's much easier to go over these test results and talk about a solution or book future things when he can open up the computer, look at the images, point to it, tell me what it is, tell me what the hell's happening. And in a Zoom call, he can't do that. And so it is harder. And sometimes the connection is wonky and it's not the same. And so when I talk to him next week and we have to go over all these test results, it feels like a faster visit, and I don't have the chance to really go through it all with him the way I want to. And so I don't know what that's going to be like. But in any event, that's what's happening next week. And I think as people start to venture out more, it's been tricky because when you go outside, there's a lot of people not wearing masks. Most of the people aren't wearing masks. We are still wearing masks. We're not comfortable doing that yet, like removing them yet, and I don't think I will be for a long time. And going into stores and stuff, a lot of people have removed the mandatory mask policy, and they're just saying, if you're vaccinated, we're happy to have you remove your mask. And so it's tricky because it's like, being indoors for the last 18 months, when I had to be inside a store or a place that wasn't home, I was comforted by the fact that there was spacing and people had masks on. Now, there are certain people that are just aggressive and they don't honor the spacing. And so, like, you try to give them that, like, look back, like, what are you doing? But they're just like, hey, the pandemic's over. And it's not, people, it's not over. And we still have to be careful, you know? And whatever your beliefs are, that's fine. But it's not over. And I feel like we do need to be mindful of that. We need to be careful. So anyway, I talk a little bit, talk a lot of it about trying to, you know, we were in the park the other night and we were sitting not far from a Little League game. And I was watching these kids and I was thinking, man, did I ever have energy like that? And I did. And I don't know when that completely died out, because even the thought of, like, no, that's not for me. Running and, like, jumping around and stuff, it hasn't been me for a very long time. And that's probably because of all my health stuff, but I don't know. So I was thinking about that as I was, you know, writing this week and remembering my own little spurts of energy when I was a child. But I was never an athletic person. Despite what certain people remember, I was never an athlete. I have never been an athlete. I hated gym. I continue to hate gym. I hate sports that I'm forced to participate in, which hasn't happened in a very long time. But I'm just not an athletic person. I'm a creative person. I'm a sit and I'll watch you play person. Please don't ask me to participate, because the ball is going to go way, way, way gone. Or someone's going to get hurt. I'm going to spike a ball in somebody's face. It's just safer for everybody involved to not make me play. And we kind of laugh about it because it just wouldn't be a good situation. So anyway, but I'm trying to think of, like, ways to walk, ways to do more, you know, to be outside more and enjoy the weather, and having that quality time with my family, because it's become extraordinarily special. And just to be, you know, even if I'm talking, which I'm pretty much doing 24/7, to have that centering time outside and enjoy, you know, being with the people you care about. And so anyway, I'm going to leave it there, because I could just go on and on and on and ramble. I realize I'm wearing a polka dot blouse today. I have several blue polka dot blouses, and I've had these for years. I've had this a long time. It's very comfortable. It's light. The sleeves are 3/4 sleeves. It's from Old Navy a million years ago. But I realized I have other polka dot blouses. I think I wore maybe the other two, at least one of them, in another video. And I don't remember. I'm not a polka dot person. Well, obviously I am, but it's like, wow, weird. How did I? And I always end up getting blue, blue's my favorite color, or one of my favorite colors. But anyway, that was a weird ramble you didn't need to hear. I hope wherever you are that you're having a low pain, no aggravation, low aggravation kind of a day and a kind of a weekend, because that's what we hope for. That's what we deserve. And if you celebrate Father's Day, I wish you a very happy Father's Day. I think fathers don't get the appreciation that they deserve, and I'm sending you beautiful thoughts through the universe to everybody out there, because you deserve it. You deserve a lot of credit. And people that mentor others, people that serve as a father figure, they also don't get enough credit. And so all good things to you. So I will see you tomorrow via the blog and next week for another video. Be well. Bye.